Welcome back to the Musician Life podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the Musician Life podcast, episode number
1.
Yeah, we're starting this podcast, man. This is aimed at musicians from beginner to pro, I reckon.
Yeah, young or old,
You know?
people that are experienced in the business, people that are in college or even high school that are wanting to do it. We're here to help you out, give you some advice, provide a bit of value, have a bit of bands, some jokes, some, a bit of laughs, bit of tears,
Yeah.
a bit of life, yeah.
Yeah, I think the stuff we're gonna talk about and discuss over these episodes. We are in a wedding band, we gig professionally. So we're talking to complete beginners to sort of people our level, pro and so forth. And I think we'll just discuss everything from gigs, from gear equipment, from situations we've come in professionally, how to rehearse, how to practice, everything really.
Tips on setting up, mistakes we've made on stage, how to get a gig, how to make a show reel, all the things that can hopefully help you to become a musician and excel as a musician.
Yeah. So whether you want to start your own band, I think, or if you're in your own band, we've done contracts abroad as well on cruise ships and stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Talk about cruise ships. Talk about hotels.
Yeah, man, and everything we've learned and experienced, we're gonna put into this podcast, aren't we? Make a different episode about different things. Maybe even get some guests, talk to some people, Skype some people or whatever.
That'd be cool.
Just like we want to make this podcast really valuable to anyone out there. I mean, if we had something like a resource like this when we were younger,
absolutely, yeah,
when we were 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever.
Just for the audience, if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube and you're thinking, these fucking chumps, these frauds, they're not real musicians, what's going on?
Explicit language.
Presented by Penthouse 5. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Penthouse 5 Band. We are a real band. We've been gigging within this band for almost 2 years. Ourselves, I mean, you've spent 5-6 years abroad working on loads of different contracts. I spent 2 years myself. So
yeah, we can get into that in a sec, man.
So we've done a bit. We're not frauds. We know what we're talking about. So we'll help you out. Don't worry.
So if you're interested in any of that, and this is the podcast, and also this is going to be on YouTube. We've got our YouTube channel set up, and everything's going to be under the Musician Live podcast. Or if you type that into YouTube, hopefully you'll find it as well. Obviously, if you're watching, you've already found it. So yeah, man. And we just want to build a community as well, don't we? Really, we're going to smash out these videos and audio podcasts at least once a week, minimum.
Yeah.
And we just want anyone who's got a question, if you're 16 years old and you're at school, or if you're at college, or if you're at uni and you're studying stuff, we've been through, music university, so we know how that works and stuff. And if you've got any questions, comment on the videos or send them to our email address, which link right there if you're watching.
Wow.
Right there.
How did he do that?
And we just want to help, don't we? We just want to provide a lot of value out there, and just all the nuggets that's in Dave's head. We're gonna crack them over.
There we go. Well, that's the thing. We want to help as many people as we can. So any question that you send in, if you want to put it on YouTube comments, or if you want to find us, our band on Instagram, you can put comments there. We want to help as many people as we can. So any question, doesn't matter how silly you think it might be. It might just be why doesn't the main presenter John get a fucking haircut? I mean, look at the state of him.
Bro, what you
it's a valid question. A valid question. So anything you want to ask, like you say, we want to build a community. We want to have a huge group of musicians that are all talking to each other, helping each other out. That's what we're here for. We just want to help people out and make a positive difference in people's lives. So
and provide entertainment as well. Because I like to listen to podcasts. When I've got a lot of time.
On your commute, at work.
Stuff like that. On a long car journey or something like that. Entertaining. I'm a massive podcast fan.
Yeah,
so it's to use it as entertainment and also provide value at the same time. Yeah. And also, don't be listening to this podcast if you can't handle swear words, I'd say. Because I swear a fucking lot. That was a bit, you know. But no, I do naturally swear a lot, I think.
Well,
it depends on who I'm with.
Which is most
know?
human beings, you know,
Yeah.
you have a little bit of...
Yeah,
little
but
bit,
I think I do anyway.
Yeah, you like to drop a few bombs.
F-bombs, you know, like whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe be careful with the C-bombs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit less.
Wait
but,
till episode 3 for that. Maybe.
Yeah, alright. So, anyway, I guess with this episode, we'll just introduce ourselves, who we are.
Mm.
You know, why the fuck should they listen to us? Like, you know, who the fuck are these guys?
Oh, he's dropping all the F-bombs now.
Who the fuck? It's Dave O'Grady. Dave O'Grady, how old are you, bro?
I'm 29.
Mm-hmm.
I know I look about 40, but I'm still 29.
Alright,
Yeah.
29 years old. Cool, man. You haven't hit 30 yet.
Yeah, I play keys.
Keyboard in the
do a
band,
bit
yeah.
of singing, smash the BVs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I grew up in West London. I went to university in Huddersfield University. Studied.
So when did you start music? When did you start playing, like, keys? When did music find you?
Music found me. I was about 7 or 8, and I had a teacher in primary school called Mr. Stokes, who was an absolute legend.
Oh, cool.
And I went to a Catholic school, so we'd have assembly and sing hymns and all that stuff, and he'd be playing piano whilst we'd be doing it. And as well as that, we had music classes with him once a week, and it was just my favourite. It was the highlight of my week, even from a young age. And I just used to think my teacher, Mr. Stokes, was the coolest guy in the world, because he was just amazing at piano, and I used to just be in awe listening to him and watching him. And my older brother did some piano lessons for a couple of years, but then I think his teacher moved away, and that just kind of, he lost interest, and that was it. So luckily for me, there was an old keyboard knocking around gathering dust in the house. So when I started to really get more and more into what my teacher was doing at school and what he was playing, I just found it and plugged it in myself and started messing around on my own.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, I just luckily from an early age I was able to pick things up by ear. And so yeah, and then after a couple of months, Mum and Dad just kind of, you know, listening in to me, kind of were like, oh, actually he's picking this up on his own and actually
He's
playing
obviously
songs
has an
on his
interest
own.
in it. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So they started giving me lessons properly. And ever since then, it was always kind of the backbone of my education. Studied it through high school, did it in A-levels. I loved my high school teacher as well, Miss Thomas. She was amazing.
Cool, man.
And yeah, we had a really cool, tight-knit group of musicians that were all really passionate about it. So there was probably about 8 or 9 of us that were in high school, were like the music guys in high school, and then went on to be our little A-levels group. And that just, you know, 8 or 9 kind of passionate kids that we all kind of helped each other grow and added and fueled our interest in that. So I went to university, studied there.
Where'd you go?
University of Huddersfield.
Cool. What was that, like a 2-year degree, 3-year degree?
So it's 4 years, including
4
a
years.
placement.
Okay.
So I did my 2 years music technology and popular music.
And why did you choose there?
I choose there because I really liked the feel of the campus and the university. I loved the enthusiasm of the tutors that were there when I went on the open day and spoke to them. They were just so much more passionate than anywhere else that I went.
Yeah.
That really helped. And the course, it had like a bit of everything, which is perfect for me because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to focus on career-wise. So I knew I could dip my toe into, you know, performing, bit of songwriting. I could do composing for film. I could do a bit of Foley work, sound design, computer composition. I could try all these little things and then a bit of studio work as well, and then figure out, okay, these are the things I'm best at or what I'm most passionate about, and then I can kind of narrow that down. So I thought that would, instead of just going straight into performance and figuring out halfway through, maybe this isn't for me. But yeah, I did that, and then I had a placement where I worked for a really well-renowned composer for like audio idents and commercials and stuff down in London, in Camden Town, which is awesome.
Nice.
Company called Hum, H-U-M, which is really cool.
How long were you there for? A year?
Year's placement, yeah.
So why did you leave then?
What do you mean?
So that's at the start of the uni thing.
So I did my 2 years at uni, and then I did the placement
before
final year.
I see.
Come back for final year.
Fair.
So graduated,
really cool,
got a 2-1, really happy with that. And then whilst I was at university, I kind of handpicked what I regarded as the best musicians in our year, and we started our own band.
Yeah, man. Original music, right?
Original stuff, which we're still really proud of, actually.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
You
when
have
I
to
listen
show me
back
some
to it.
sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I still haven't heard it. You talk like about it here and there and stuff.
Yeah,
So I'd really like to hear that.
I'm listening tonight.
Yeah.
So did that, and then we started to do really well. And we started hitting festivals and playing at some really cool gigs in Yorkshire. But we kind of hit a point where you needed to really make the next step in kind of commitment to push to the next level. Some of the guys in the band just wanted to focus more on their careers and stuff, so it was getting harder and harder to get them away for rehearsals and all the extracurricular shit that you need to do. 'Cause, you know, anyone who's a musician wants to be an original musician nowadays knows that, you know, there's less A&R guys coming out to scout you. You need to create your own buzz. You need to create your own brand, market yourself. All the artwork and designs, you have to do everything yourself. They're only going to pick close to a finished product. And so when it started to become harder to really focus on that, I thought, well, the next best thing is I've always kind of had a tinkering to perform abroad, and that's when I met you. First contract was in Bahrain, in a hotel contract out there. Managed to get.
How did you get that gig, by the way? Did obviously our friend Nikki? Did you apply to one of the adverts or something like that?
I was subscribed to a website called Music Jobs.
Oh, okay.
And I was just applying. I actually applied first of all to be the lead singer. And I'd never done it before.
Okay.
So I was so nervous.
Wow. Okay.
Did the audition. Didn't get the job because I just didn't have the energy and the charisma they were looking for, because it was like a party band gig.
Sure.
But she said, "I like your voice though." And then obviously my show reel with me playing piano and singing.
Yeah.
So she said, I'm gonna, I'll keep hold of you. I'll see if I can find you something, because I do like you, just maybe not as a lead singer.
Right.
So I was kind of like, all right, okay. I'd been applying for all these jobs for months and months and months, and I just didn't hear a thing. So to get an audition was great. Didn't get it, shit. But then some positive feedback. So it was, a bit of positive. So and they kept on going, and then about a month or two later, she found there was a slot for Bahrain.
Yeah.
So I did that, and that was just amazing and eye-opening. Did a few more ferry contracts around Europe after that, and then started doing cruise ships in East Asia, which was like the big highlights.
Yeah.
Working around Singapore and Thailand,
man.
Japan, South Korea, that's just, still can't believe I've done it. Yeah, girlfriend's very jealous still. And then, I became really good friends with you whilst we was out there. And then once I finished, you started putting the band together.
The Penthouse 5 band.
Penthouse 5.
Yeah. And that's pretty much
where we are, man. And now we're gigging, 50 plus gigs a year, so we're doing really well.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah, that's me.
That's Dave O'Grady.
Also, I've got brown eyes. I like long walks on the beach.
He's taking ladies.
I'm an Aries. Well, if you're in the right. But that's me.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah.
Nice.
How about you? Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck am I?
Yeah. Who you, bro?
Bro, you know, I don't need to tell you who I am. Nah.
Don't you know who I am?
These guys know. Nah, you don't know. So I started music when I was, I guess, 13. I played bass guitar for the band, and I run the band, Penthouse 5 that we're talking about. But I started music, or I found music, or music found me, however you want to look at it. I literally, Dan, my best mate. Obviously, I grew up with him and a couple of other guys who I'm really close with still, and we obviously hung out from a really young age, probably like when we were 7, 8, whatever. And then it wasn't until we were like, probably like 13, and I remember this. I still have this image in my head, and we were literally walking right towards my house down the street, and they literally said, "I was starting a band," and every instrument had been taken, and they're like, "Do you want to play bass?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." And then literally that was how it started. That's exactly how it started. And
so it's more by chance.
It was literally by chance. Yeah. And just someone fling a comment at me and said, "Do you want to play bass in our band?" And I was like, "Yeah, sound."
That's crazy when I see where you are now. It's just like, wow, fucking hell.
But it could have gone anyway if I hadn't enjoyed it or whatever. But it literally started like that.
You'd have been in an office in
Yeah,
Crewe.
man. You know, I might be a millionaire right now. Anyway.
Wow,
Sabotage
negative.
me. No, I'm
Fucking
joking,
music,
I'm
keeping me
joking.
poor.
I'm joking. Yeah, so it started like that. And really quickly, obviously, I needed a bass guitar. And cut a long story short, I had a paper round. I literally, I was so determined to get a bass guitar. And by that point, when I started practicing this stuff, the mate who played guitar, his dad was a bass player as well.
Okay.
And so I just went around his and I practiced on bass, and he'd teach me some stuff because he'd been playing guitar for quite a while. So he was teaching me stuff on bass, really basic stuff. And
basic stuff.
and then I saved up for my paper round, and if someone literally had a quid and bought a Mars bar and 2p, 3p, chucked it on the floor, whatever, I'd literally pick that money up and save it. I saved every single penny, and I literally saved up £146, I think it was, bought my first bass, and then my dad bought me an amplifier because obviously I had saved up that money, and he knew that I was committed. Started at school, went through school, did GCSE music, and then from there I knew I was going to go into college, went to college, studied music, got a national diploma and A-level, and then from there as well I knew I was going to go to uni, and I ended up at ACM, which is in Guildford in Surrey. I think they got a few other ones now anyway. Studied there for 3 years. And then straight out of that, I joined a few bands. I did a tour of Europe with some sort of folk rock band.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, that was cool. It was 4 months, but it was broken into 2 halves, 2 months, and then I had a little break and then 2 months. And then
Whereabouts did you go?
it was just all over Europe, mainly Germany, which was epic.
Germany's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's so good. But literally, we can get back into more of those details on what we've done. But it was awesome, man. And I wouldn't be able to do that now because I was 21 at that point, and when you're young, when you're in your 20s and stuff, those are the years I believe where you need to go out and do
take
shit.
risks. Yeah,
you can be
absolutely.
poor as fuck.
Yeah.
In that time, and it doesn't affect you. So anyway, I did that, and then I got onto quickly after that I got into a wedding band that I was depping for 6 months, and then so that's where I got my first taste of weddings and stuff, and then after that. I joined with Nikki. That's where I first met her in 2011, I think it was. Did a contract with her, with her agency at that point, rather.
Was that just through applying online? Is it?
Yeah, no, that was through the drummer who I did played with on the tour.
Okay.
He left early. There was a new drummer or something like that. Yeah, and then he called me and said, "I got some work for you. I've got this audition. Do you want to come with me? Because I think they're looking for a bass player." I went along, and boom, that happened. And then she called me and was like, "Yeah, I want you." And I started working with Nikki, and I did a hotel contract in the Middle East, and then that went on to a ferry work, and then that led on to cruise ships, and then obviously Bahrain where I met you, and more contracts abroad and stuff. And it was a lot of contracts abroad for a long time, 6 or 7 years I was away, and then after that I did my last cruise ship contract, moved back home, started Penthouse 5. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my backstory, roughly. But yeah, man.
And just so people can get an idea of your style, your musical taste, if you had to say, give me 2 or 3 of your biggest musical idols growing up. Who were the ones?
Rage Against the Machine growing up.
Nice.
Jamiroquai, and man, right now Anderson .Paak. I don't know. I went through phases because I was when I was younger, I was really into rock music. When I first started playing, it was rock music. It was very much Nirvana, Metallica. I learned all their songs. I went for an album and I learned all the songs. Rage Against the Machine, I literally learned every song I could hear by them. And that's the kind of music we were playing and stuff. And then that's kind of like Rage Against the Machine was such a big influence on me. Especially it's so creative. And it's so many genres all smashed into one, like rock, hip hop, just funk as well, And then from that, you disperse into other things, and and then when I was at uni, when I was at college, I was really into dance music and stuff like that, and still metal as well, and rock music, and funk was always there as well, and then uni came and I was getting a bit more into jazz and other stuff, Motown, and then you meet other players and stuff and teachers, and they're feeding you all different kind of styles. And then after that, like, and now I would pretty much say my genres of taste are like definitely like funk music. Obviously, being a bass player, it's kind of like typical
Prerequisite kind of thing.
Yeah, like funk, hip hop, R&B, and dance music. But I love all of it, man. You know, like I mean, that's what every musician says. You know,
Yeah.
when you ask a musician like, what's your favorite genre? What's your favorite taste? Like
you
say everything, but then there is a little bit.
I read
of
a
niche.
cool thing for that. If you're talking to someone, let's say you're talking to a stranger, you're at a party or whatever, and you say, oh, what kind of music into? And everyone says, oh yeah, I listen to everything.
Yeah.
A really good way to figure out what they actually like is be like, who's the last person you saw live?
Okay.
And then because then you'll be like, okay, that's only going to be someone that they really like.
Yeah.
And then so that they might be like, oh, I listen to everything, but then they might say someone quite obscure.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, that's okay, and you can kind of go off from there. But I thought I read that somewhere recently. I thought that's quite a cool conversation starter.
Yeah.
Because you can.
Who was the last person you saw live? Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you.
The last person you saw live was Charles Gambino, right? Or you
No.
Oh no, shit. You seen
the last person I saw. I'm gonna get super street cred for this. Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Hyde
Well, I
Park.
said Whitney.
Yeah, she's dead.
Yeah, she gone. Yeah, Sam, man. How old is she?
Celine Dion.
How old
has
is she
still
now?
Got it. She's in her 50s at
Yeah.
least. She's been around for like 20 years at least.
Yeah.
Probably 25 years. But
was good.
She's amazing, man.
Band?
Band were like they didn't do anything outrageous. They were good.
Yeah.
They weren't like crazy or anything because it was just pretty much in ballads and stuff.
Yeah.
But her as a performer, I thought she was really cool and positive, very, very appreciative and thankful on stage. You know, sometimes people can say thanks, but it's like it sounds a bit obligatory. But she was really like, thank you so much. This is such an incredible experience. So she was like, it was really genuine, which I thought was cool because, you see stars like that, you think they'll probably be a bit of a diva, like Mariah Carey, whatever. You hear all those stories, but she was really sound, and man, she's still got voice.
Yeah,
fucking nailed it.
That's wicked, man. That's
still got it.
That's
man.
when you know, like, someone's, I don't know, like really talented, really skillful, like as well. Like,
and it's like the dedication,
and the dedication because it takes care of your instrument, especially vocals. They're so easily like. Singers like wreck 'em, like, Sam Smith wrecked his vocals at one point, didn't he? Like, really, or went for a stage. Adele did as well,
With Mariah Carey's
Mariah Carey, like,
compared to what it used to be.
But when legends like that, like
Aretha Franklin always had it. Yeah.
Tom Jones always had it.
Shit, that guy.
Like,
he's never gonna die. That guy, he's amazing.
They're absolute
Stevie
legends.
Wonder.
Yeah. So they've really honed their craft, they've mastered it. And then it's just like, and they've taken care of it all their life, They really know how to take care of the instrument, which I think is, just amazing, isn't it? Be 70 years old and still smashing it, it's incredible.
That's what you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's inspiring, But anyway, I think we'll wrap things up because this is pretty good. Like, it's pretty intro to the show, really. Intro to the
just
podcast,
getting to know us. Hopefully, send us some messages, some questions. We can get to know you, try and help you. Hopefully, we'll be fairly entertaining, a bit of fun and games whilst we're here, and then we'll also, give you some tips, some things to help, some things that we maybe made mistakes that we've learnt from since. So we'll cover all of that in the episodes to come.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for watching if you're on YouTube, and thank you for listening if you're on the podcast. Either way, check out both of them. I think what I'll do as well, I think on YouTube, I actually really want to make content every day. So probably what I'll do is maybe upload a video myself, just like quick 5-10 minutes or something of just like, something I've got on my mind or something that is like, valuable or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Definitely, like Dave said, drop us a message, any questions, comment. We want to help you, so that's really the key for this, isn't it? Providing value and entertainment in our own way.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, if we get a really good question that we feel we can answer well, we might do a whole episode answering it.
Yeah, definitely. So, Q&A.
We
might go live stream it.
Hello.
One viewer, your dad, my mum.
Hey, views are views, man.
Yeah, views are views, man. What are you chatting about?
So proud of you.
Dave, you have the keys on the side.
Dinner's ready.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually, bro. But anyway, for us, the Musician Life podcast, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.